What is up, guys? We are here with the lovely
Lauren.
So nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
I'm Anthony. So we're interviewing people, getting a feel for why they came to CPAC, what their political philosophy is about, and what they're hoping to get out of it. So why did you come to CPAC?
Well, I'm from California.
Wow, that's a trek.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, it's nice to be around like-minded people,
Right,
and
right.
just to network, meet people, and it's just the energy here. Everyone thinks the same, and
Yeah.
it's just like
It's a breath of fresh air from being in
and
California.
inspiring, and like that there's like more to America than what's going on now. So,
Yeah, for sure. What part of California are you from?
Northern California.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
By
like Sacramento?
area. Yeah.
Okay. So what's it like being a conservative in California right now?
Well, from a friend, I thought that was in the middle. She just called me a fascist the other day. So
Wow.
we're voting for Trump.
Did you? So
Yeah.
what did you? I mean, so have you seen like in your personal life, you get affected because you've identified yourself as conservative because you have
Yeah.
conservative views?
I'm also in healthcare, and I didn't get the vaccine, and
Wow.
that was really hard in California. I was living in San Francisco and Hawaii at the time, and I had to like travel ultrasound job, and start moving everywhere across the country to be able to keep my job. So it was really hard because one day I almost gave in, and that morning I like started crying, and I was like, no, I can't do this. So. Then I never got it, and I just stuck to my gun, and I've been working in it, but I've been really wanting to like get into the political world because it was like, yeah, that really affected me.
Absolutely, I could imagine. What was? How do you feel looking back right now
Yeah.
on what you went through, especially having your job, your livelihood be at risk,
Yeah.
and then almost taking the vaccine?
Yeah.
And looking back on that now, how do you feel?
Amazing.
Okay.
It is. I feel like in the hospital world, everyone who's like unvaxxed, they kind of like group together, and like
Yeah.
you just like know, and you're like went through hell together, and
Right.
yeah, so it's good, and I'm just happy I never got it, and
Yes.
it woke me up more into the political world too. So during that whole time, so
Definitely. So were you involved? Were you interested in politics before this all happened? Before what got you in?
I was living in San Francisco when BLM started happening, and
Wow.
the vaccine and COVID, and it shut down, and I was paying all this money, and that's when I was like, turned my head
more.
around. My head started, you know.
You started waking up.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. So that's what opened my eyes. So
Were you a voter? Were
yeah,
you
I was
a
always
Democrat,
like, no, I
Republican,
was
or-
always Republican.
Okay, cool.
And but I didn't really care. Like I didn't look into it. I was just like,
Yeah.
things were fine, you know.
Yeah.
And then when it started affecting me, which that's when I think people wake up, is when it starts affecting them,
Yeah.
and like they're like unable to do.
And would you say were the things that affected you the most were being in healthcare and the pandemic, the COVID vaccine mandates, and then the BLM riots?
Yeah.
Was there
The
anything else?
BLM riots really affected me. Those people didn't get like in trouble or anything, and that really made me so mad. And people were dying, and things were like lighting on fire. You know, like
Yeah.
that's terrible. That should have, yeah. So
So you were in San Francisco in the middle of all of the different protests that were happening in the summer of 2020.
yes.
What was some of the things, how did you feel? Can you describe that
I would-
experience?
Well, like related to to COVID and like not wearing a mask. If I didn't wear a mask outside walking, I would get yelled at, and I'd be
Right.
like, I'm outside.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like I never was like I don't think I'm racist at all. I never
Yeah.
even thought about like different colors when I walk past
Sure.
someone. But the way that the media and people have like been like, oh, you know, BLM, whatever, it makes me like double think. Okay, I need a smile, but like that makes me more of a racist now because they
Yeah.
make us think about it, you know.
Yeah.
But like I never thought about that before until all this. So.
Yeah. Would you say that you try to be colorblind? You don't try to look at people's race
I
and
never
skin color?
never did. Yeah,
Right.
but they like try to ingrain that in everyone, you know.
It's really frustrating when
Yeah.
people, especially in the media, and they take everything from a starting point of what's your race,
Yeah.
and they look through all the issues with
Yeah.
that lens, and it's just like, how do you engage with that?
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to just be loving and kind to the
Yeah.
people that you meet,
Yeah.
and they're just saying, no, you're racist.
Yeah, yeah, and then automatically, if you vote for it, yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
you're racist, you're a fascist. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
I'm curious. Did you feel this as well? Like when you were when the summer of 2020 was happening, it felt like everything was still locked down, and then all of a sudden these riots took place, and then like it was all right, no more, being locked in quarantine.
Yeah.
Is that something you kind of experienced in San Francisco?
Yeah, and I kind of fled because I was scared. So I went
Wow.
back up north to my like hometown.
Wow.
And I didn't want to be around. You never knew what could happen. And then plus it was shut down. So yeah.
So you're saying you didn't feel safe in America?
No, of course not. And the poor police, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, we don't like defund the police, and then they get a car breaking into, and they're like, double standards everywhere.
Absolutely,
So,
100%.
Yeah.
So is this your first CPAC?
Yes, but I did go to
Wow.
America Fest.
Oh, you
so
did
it's like,
AmFest in Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
it's like similar. So
Similar.
yeah.
How was that?
It was really good. Yeah.
Okay. And are you looking to get involved like in this election cycle and help
Yeah,
out
I
or
would
volunteer?
love to. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And also another thing that I noticed, it looks like they're having
I know, so much
there's a lot
cool.
of stuff going on here. Another thing I noticed, I see you have a pendant of the Virgin Mary.
yes.
So are you Catholic?
Yes. I am.
Wonderful. I am as well.
Nice.
And we have a Christian Catholic YouTube channel, and that's
cool.
one of the
Okay.
main focuses of
Yeah.
the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to a lot of how do you approach your faith? How does your faith instruct how you engage with your politics and think about the public issues?
I always pray to God and God first. And like America Fest, they really preach like we need to bring God back into this country. Like
Amen.
God is being taken away. Like God comes first, and then all this. And I totally agree with that. And the more that they're trying to like go against like God, it makes me more want to be closer to God than ever before. And
Right.
with everything, the more anything the media says, I do the opposite. Literally, I'm like, nope, okay.
Right. So, I mean, they often say, like, there has to be a separation between church and state, and because, like, it on an institutional level, that kind of makes sense sometimes. But on a personal level, it's like, how do you separate what you believe to be true, and is your faith and what guides you from your ideas and thoughts on public life, right? Like, how can you do that? Are they expecting something that's not really possible?
Probably, yeah.
Awesome. Well, this was really great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where can people? Are you on like social media and?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter and
Okay.
or all social media, Lauren Emily Collins, but I'm not really an avid like political poster.
Yeah, no,
Except for on
definitely.
Twitter, but yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much for your
Thank
time,
you.
and we'll
and
see you
where
around.
can I see you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you get Renaissance Man AD.